Artur John Shawcross was born in 1945 in Kittery, Maine. He grew up in a troubled household with strict parents. As a child, Shawcross struggled socially and exhibited early signs of aggression. By his teenage years, he had become involved in petty crimes. He ran away from home, stole, and often found himself in trouble with the law. These early experiences set the stage for darker behavior in adulthood. In 1967, Shawcross joined the U.S. Army and served in Vietnam. During his deployment, he witnessed horrific events that would later influence his mental state. Upon returning home, he began experiencing psychological problems, including PTSD. Throughout the 1970s, Shawcross committed several violent acts. He was convicted of murder in 1972, but his sentence was reduced due to claims of diminished mental capacity. He spent several years in prison before being released in the early 1980s. After his release, Shawcross moved to Rochester, New York. At first, he tried to live a normal life, working odd jobs and keeping a low profile. But in 1988, a series of brutal attacks and murders began along the Genesee River. Shawcross targeted vulnerable women, many of whom were prostitutes. His crimes were shocking in their brutality, and the community lived in fear. The pattern of his attacks made it clear that a serial killer was at work. Investigators worked tirelessly to identify the perpetrator. Eyewitness reports, forensic evidence, and surveillance eventually pointed to Shawcross. He was arrested and confessed to the murders, revealing chilling details of his actions. During the trial, Shawcross' defense argued that his childhood trauma, military service, and mental health issues contributed to his behavior. Despite these arguments, he was convicted of multiple murders and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Shawcross spent the remainder of his life in prison. He died in 2008 from natural causes at the age of 63. His case remains one of the most infamous in New York State history. It highlights the dangers of releasing violent offenders without proper rehabilitation and supervision. Artur John Shawcross is remembered as a cautionary example of how untreated trauma and psychological issues can escalate into extreme violence. His story continues to fascinate true crime enthusiasts and researchers alike.